being the Flash. That's the best version of me. If I don't have my speed, I'll never be that person anymore. I have to do this.
Last night's episode was called Rupture, and Rupture it did, and we are left with a disintegrated Barry Allen and a very sad Team Flash. Welcome to Flash Chat. I'm your host, Jess, and I've got some great guests with me today, so let's welcome them. We've got Tim Dixon, Mike Wirth, Westpace Hour, and all these guys do Digicasts and podcasts, a lot of art. So let's first talk about, you guys do the Ninja Troll Digicast, which is an awesome name for anything, and they're wearing their shirts from it. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's, the Ninja Troll Digicast is a podcast. As we say, we cover anything geek culture.
Nice.
Science fiction, comic books. I mean, mostly it is comic books, but we go into science fiction. We also go into video games and stuff like that. And it's something that we both have a deep love of.
Yeah.
So it's the conversations that we have anyway, so we just started recording them.
I could say, it's safe to say anybody at this table is probably like a deep love of geek culture, yes. And you do some art too. It's Kapow Comic Art?
Kapow Comic Art, yes. I do collage work with comic books, actually. I take the cover and then find the best panels for the interior and use that as a background.
Look at that.
Use that.
It's flashy.
And this is actually a gift for you. So
oh wow! Thanks.
This
I'm
is
really
yours
excited
now. So that's the type of work, because for me the cover is always kind of the calling card. It's what I love the best.
Yeah.
Because that's what you remember.
Yeah,
is when you're picking it up out of the stacks. And so I wanted to kind of come up with a way to focus on the cover, but also feature the interior art as well.
Okay, okay. And do you ever talk about that on the Ninja Troll podcast?
Mm-hmm.
And you can find that on iTunes, right?
Yes.
Okay, I've downloaded it on my phone, so you guys should too. Listen to them, it's a lot of fun. And Mike does Mike Wirth art, and tell us about what you brought.
Yeah, so I do custom comic book inspired portraits.
Nice.
My day job is I'm a professor at Queen's University of Charlotte, where I teach illustration, and then I do Ninja Troll with this guy.
Yeah.
Again, yep, we brought you a gift. I brought you a Black Canary,
wow. You
which
guys
is an
the
original
presents. That's so nice.
piece that I did just for you, and it's a print with watercolor on it, so
that's so
every
cool.
print is unique. And in light of May the 4th
May
be
the
with
4th
you.
be with you.
I brought you a digital Boba Fett that I did.
Wow,
So.
you know, I met Boba Fett at the Mad Monster party. The guy who played him, he's really nice.
Cool.
Yeah, he's a very quiet British man. He's super cool. I know. And are you guys going to be at Free Comic Book Day at all? Can we look for you there?
Unfortunately, no.
No.
Are you going to be?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm leaving for
Okay.
Germany. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
Well, he's going on a cool trip. I will be at Free Comic Book Day at Heroes Aren't Hard to Find. And we have Westpace Hour here, and he does Chad and Wess Make a podcast, which I think is a hysterical name. It's almost as good as Ninja Troll. I mean, I think they're evenly awesome. So tell us about that.
Yeah, me and my buddy Chad just hanging out, watching movies and talking about geek stuff, comic book movies and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And one day we were driving on the road, it's like, we should just be recording this.
Yes.
And so we just started doing that.
That's how all good things happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
So tomorrow night we've got Civil War coming out, so we're going to be going to see it, and then we'll be rushing back to where we record and doing an episode there late in the morning like we normally do. And
I've heard good things about Civil War. We
nothing
did
but good
not
stuff.
agree on Batman Superman.
We did not.
You should listen to it. And I like that some of the titles of your podcast are like Chad and Wess ruin a movie or ruin a trailer.
Yeah, we do. Ruin a movie is when we go and record an episode right after the movie, like literally get out and rush and go do another episode.
Yeah.
So it's always very spoiler filled. Don't listen to this episode unless you've seen the movie.
Yep.
But then we'll do like live commentaries for movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there are also a lot of movies that he loves that I haven't seen. So we've started watching through a back catalog of stuff that he thinks that I need to have seen that I haven't watched yet.
It's a hard job, but somebody has to do it.
Yeah, I guess I can do it.
So you can find Chad and Wess Make a podcast and the Ninja Troll Digicast both on iTunes. I have them on my phone, put them on yours. They're great to listen to. It's a lot of fun. And I want to give a special thanks, shout out to the Flash Facebook group, of course. Lance Osfresser, I'm getting better at saying his name every time. It's the largest Flash discussion group on Facebook. I think they have like 11,000 people now. Sup to all of them. So join them if you want to. I mean, they've got some cool theories, cool art. Just a lot of articles I don't typically see. So it's a good resource if you're really into this. And also, so is Splash Chat. So keep on watching. Big episode last night. Oh my goodness. I actually watched it because I was at Beyonce, and I feel like I just want to keep saying that all the time. Slay. So Papa Allen is back, back in action, and he dropped a bomb. So let's take a look at this cool clip. Oh my goodness, he said something crazy.
Turns out Jay Garrick is not the Flash from Earth 2. He's Zoom.
Garrick?
Garrick, yeah. Why?
My mom's maiden name.
What? What the what? His mom's maiden name. What do you guys think that, what does that mean? What does this mean?
Well, they don't do stuff like that just casually.
No, never.
That's going to be a huge deal, and I think that may lead us to who is the man in the mask.
Yes, that's what a lot of people are thinking. So, okay, predictions. Who do you guys think is the man in the mask? Now, it changes for me literally every episode. Because last week I was like, it's probably Caitlin's brother, because they said brother. So, okay, who do you think?
Originally, I was thinking Earth 2 Wally West, but then on the episode of the Flash Chat where you guys had the screenshot of him with the blonde hair, I thought, well, crap, that's out the window. So I'm over to the real Jay Garrick, who we presumably haven't seen yet.
That's who I was thinking. That's who I was thinking. Mike, who do you think?
I think it's Jon Snow.
Okay, I do too. You know, yes. Let's just do Game of Thrones. We were joking that we're just going to turn this into Game of Thrones. And Vince, our camera dude, he'd be very excited about that. We're not going to. But that's a whole nother channel. So Jon Snow. Also, who do you think it'd be from The Flash?
I think it's John Wesley Shipp. I think because he's back, no coincidence, I should say. So I think that because he's related, he's going to look just like him, and we're going to get the old guy effect on Jay.
Yeah. Interesting. And where has he been too? I mean, it's weird that we know he was in his cabin. But really, where has he been? It's suspicious.
So you think it's Henry Allen from Earth 1 or Earth 2?
Earth 2. Yeah.
Okay, but who would he then be in relation to Zoom?
Right.
That's true. But I wonder if it's the real Jay Garrick. Did Zoom take him, lock him up, like very much like the Man in the Iron Mask story, and then we're going to get that relative, and he's just going to play him.
And maybe Jay Garrick on Earth 2 is the equivalent of Henry Allen.
And it looks like him because they're related.
Yeah.
Could be. I'm thinking it could be some kind of. Okay, you guys read the comics, Cobalt Blue theory. It could maybe some separated twin family thing.
The twins is a recurring theme in the Flash mythology.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but I think it may very possibly could be Hunter Zolomon's father.
I thought maybe about that too.
Because he used the POW code, the Morse code thing, the POW code.
That's a good point.
He was in the war. We know that because we saw him in his uniform and with the helmet.
And maybe a time remnant of him or something, because he seems like he would be older in this timeline, but maybe he went back in the past, stopped him from, I don't know. There's so many options.
That's somebody who is both a object of fear, but also someone that Hunter looks up to.
Yeah, in a weird way.
In a weird way, because he put him on the path that he is on, the murderous psychopath path.
Yeah.
And so that could very possibly, you're going to watch me become a better monster than you.
Yeah. Wow, that's deep and creepy.
I think that's a good point.
That's me.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Dixon, everyone.
There's a lot of play with family on this show.
Yes.
There's always the son showing up and this daughter showing up, and so now we've seen Hunter Zolomon come around, and so it makes sense for maybe another member of his family to show up.
It could, yeah.
They haven't really played around with what happened to his dad, and he's already talked about he has no problem going through time and grabbing someone.
Yeah.
Totally plausible.
Because he's already used the alternate timeline version of himself.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care about messing it up. And there's probably time wraiths, or was that what they're called?
Yeah.
All over the place after him. I still think it would be cool to see if it was like a blonde Barry Allen, like something like that, bleached out. But it still could be an unfamiliar face too. There's always that, and they keep us guessing. But you bring up a great point about family issues. There's a lot of dad issues in this show, and not so much bad. Not great for Hunter, but not. But Barry Allen has 3 fathers essentially. He's got the reluctant Wells, who, like it or not, he is a father figure for him, and then he has his own actual biological father, and then Joe West. And my question for you guys is. Who do you think is the most influential and his true kind of guiding dude?
I think it's probably Joe.
Yeah.
He took him in when he was at the lowest point of his life for the most part.
Yeah.
And he brought him up and really made him a part of his family.
Yeah.
He was his dad for a long time. And he was just so instrumental for guiding him, and he's the one who he always goes to for advice.
Yeah, he does, and you know, it's weird because Henry Allen left like after he got free after all these years, after everything Barry did. He was like, well, deuces, I'm out, you know, like, and he went and hid in his cabin, which I still think is suspicious. So, and Joe West has always been there for him.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. Do you think that? Give me your thoughts on this whole the new Wells and that kind of relationship that these two have.
And you can't forget, counting the father figures, you can't forget the first Wells, Creepy Wells.
Yes, creepy, hashtag Creepy Wells.
Yeah,
love it.
because he was a huge father figure for him as well. Taught him how to be a speedster, he was a scientific mentor for him as well. And then it's also a recurring theme that his father figures let him down or
all the
turn
time.
on him.
Yeah, except
because
for Joe.
Jay also became kind of he wasn't a father figure because he wasn't really that much older than him.
Yeah.
But when it came to the superhero game, he had been doing it longer, so he was giving him advice.
And he was
just a year, but still.
Yeah.
That's a long time. It's a long time in a superhero game.
And I still don't 100% believe that the full time that was the bad guy. I don't know. I think there's still more to it.
That would be a lot to
a lot of acting.
Exactly.
He's a psychopath, though.
It's true, but I mean, it seemed like if it wasn't the bad Jay the whole time, it would be interesting to see where the crossover was.
Yeah.
Is there something we can look back on and go, okay, that's where he put the new guy
I think it'll unveil itself. For sure, and there's only a few episodes left. Another weird family dynamic is Dante and Cisco's brother. We see Rupture is the villain of the week. It is the doppelganger of Cisco's brother. You know, what did you guys think about bringing his brother back into the show? I didn't see a massive point in it. What are your thoughts?
I'm not sure. I mean, it seems like they got a villain out of it.
Yeah.
And I guess we're on this journey to see Cisco become Vibe, like full on.
That's true.
Vibe, but good Vibe, I guess, if we get that.
Good vibes, positive vibes. Yes.
And I think like this was a stepping stone. Like he had to sort of break that, you know, adversarial relationship he had with his brother, where he's always pushing each other away. And I think they made a breakthrough, and that seemed to have maybe put Cisco at a higher point. So to me, that just advanced him.
It did. You're correct. I think it's all these different little characters coming in do help advance his vibe abilities. I still worry about the dark side of we'll say the Force, because it's made the Force.
And he worries about that himself.
Yeah.
Because he's mentioned that before, that he's afraid he's Anakin, and it's just a matter of time before he turns into Darth Vader.
Yes.
And so every time he's reminded of Reverb, which is the evil version of him, he worries a little more. But Dante, he was kind of a jerk.
He is.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, he's also, you could see him going, oh, well, not everybody has a company car. So he's almost kind of jealous
jerk.
of what Cisco has.
So jealous. Yeah, and, you know, I think I like when they bring these characters back. It allows you to see a little bit more of them. But I also think that they do it just to kind of give Cisco some like fun moments. Did you guys have a favorite Cisco reference zinger? He had quite a few this episode.
This episode was really pop culture heavy.
It was full.
Like every other scene, it's like Harry Potter and Star Wars and Fringe, and I mean, I think definitely at the end where he's got the wand up on the
Expecto Patronus.
You always gotta love a good Harry Potter reference.
Yes.
And he just kept them coming, and I think that's why his brother was involved, is really just to kind of give Cisco some moments.
Yes.
They're definitely leading up into him, I think, embracing that side of him and figuring out how to do it without succumbing to the evil nature, which, you know, resides in everybody on the show.
It does, and that's what Zoom was trying to bring out with Caitlin, talking about the dark side. All right, predictions for this whole scenario with Zoom having kidnapped Caitlin. What do you guys think is going to happen with that? It's not going to just end easy. We know that much.
Yeah. That's I think one of the looser things. Caitlin seems to be, now they're at least back on Earth 1. I mean, Caitlin seems to be undermining him as much as possible, but he won't ever give in to that.
I think that's going to run its course. I think he's going to get a little tired of that because he's he's a maniac, and he
wants instant gratification.
Exactly, wants instant gratification, and with his personality, there's only so long he's gonna put up with somebody who's trying to, especially when she tipped him off.
Yeah.
To let him know what was going on. So obviously now she's not gonna.
Yeah, I wondered if he was gonna snap her on this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm curious if it's going to be something that he does to her that makes her dark and a new Killer Frost, or if it's just something that maybe we don't see her returned by the end of the season and she's stuck somewhere, and that's kind of like the downfall of Caitlin Snow. Would you like to see her as a villain, or do you want to keep her as Happy Nice Caitlin?
I think if you've got a character like Killer Frost out there, while they've played around with Earth 2, at least doing some variation on it with Earth 1. If you don't do it, it's almost like a missed opportunity.
Yeah, it kind of is, and people love that Killer Frost.
Oh, yeah.
And they put some time into that costume.
I hate that they killed off Killer Frost.
I know.
Yeah.
Because that would have been a nice thing to have. You have the nice Caitlin on Earth 1, but then every once in a while you get Earth 2. And Zoom is running through.
Yeah, it kills everybody.
Yeah,
What's up with that?
all his buddies
all
are.
henchmen, yeah.
And it doesn't pay to be.
No,
to be in his
it
group.
doesn't. And geez, I wouldn't sign up for that. No. And that's a good point. We won't see that Killer Frost anymore, but multiverse, there could be
true.
Earth 3 Killer Frost. It could be like Killer Snowstorm or something. Maybe they'll make up a new name, new character. But I do enjoy that all the cold characters use that same snarty accent.
Yeah, they do.
It's a little grating on the nerves, but I also like it in a weird way.
The delivery does seem to be the same.
The delivery is weird. A big moment for all the West Allen shippers out there is this episode where Iris finally confesses her feelings.
At the absolute wrong time.
Awkward timing. And
The worst time.
And I like the two of them. I'm not anti-West Allen. I think it's one of those devices that's going to continue to drive this plot for years on this show. Hopefully, like lots of years. CCV. So I love the idea, and I knew that he was going to kind of come back at her with like, now's not the time, I'm about to go do this particle thing. What are your thoughts on the whole West Allen scenario?
I was kind of wondering if they were ever going to get around to talking about it again.
Yes.
Just like, in the future that you're married.
Yep.
You know that on a different Earth you're married. The big pink elephant in the room, like you got to talk about it at some point.
Yeah, and I guess before the possibility of him like blowing up, I guess get it out there.
Before you go, I love you.
But I liked how it was like, hey, I like you, I'm gonna go. No, it was just, that was it for the whole episode. And when you're watching Barry's reaction, how do you gauge his feelings?
I think it was exactly like Tim said. It was like the worst time.
Yeah.
He was just like,
Not now.
Any other time, this would be the greatest thing for me to hear.
Right.
But I'm a little busy right
Today's not the day.
Today's not the
today.
day.
Yeah, but at least she said it, because then we saw what happened.
Sure. Yeah.
Speaking of the particle accelerator explosion, that was a wild scene. Oh my goodness. Who thought that was going to happen? I mean, it wasn't in the previews that he like dissipated. Did you guys predict this at all?
I didn't expect him to be
And his
dissipated
cheeks
like
started
that.
coming.
The effects on that were really
were
good.
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome
for a TV
effects.
show. I mean,
Right?
it's over the top.
Very cool. From the comics, there's the idea that he is now just in the Speed Force. I'm not super familiar with that. Do you guys think that may be where he is?
Yeah,
just
that's my
Absolutely.
thought.
Yeah.
living with.
Because especially
on Infinite Earths.
from what we've seen, the previews of he's in some type of reality where
Yeah.
Joe is there, but Joe says, "I'm not Joe West."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he absolutely is in the Speed Force, and it creates
Warp world.
type of fantasy world for him.
Yeah.
He can go anywhere he wants at any time he wants.
Yeah.
So of course he's going to go to when his mother was alive, and he's going to go talk to her, because in preview images you can see him talking to her.
Yes, and you can see that he's back at his old house, and there's a crime scene tape. It's creepy though. The idea of like a warp kind of where all the characters are different.
Yeah.
Very creepy. And we did see during this explosion, we saw Wally West, Jesse Quick, maybe a whole lot quicker. We don't know for sure. Now, do you guys think that this is actually okay? There's kind of differing opinions. Do you think they're going to get their full Speed Force from this, or some kind of metahuman power? I know that the showrunners have talked about the show's called The Flash, not The Flashes. So, I guess that's the plural. The Flashes.
All the Flashes.
So I wonder if they mean maybe only one at a time. will be a Flash.
Well, hey, Barry's gone. Wally's there.
Yeah.
And it's something that Brandon mentioned last week.
Yes.
I'm right there with him. Wally is my Flash.
Yeah. A lot of people are Team Wally, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
For 23 years, he was the Flash.
you know what a bold move would be by the CW, since we didn't pick up Supergirl? Girl Flash. What? That would be crazy to, like, you know, and that Jessie Quick character is delightful and she has like a cool name. Yeah. But, you know, I would like to see what happens with this. I would like to see maybe, we always get that nice conclusion of Barry gets his powers back, it's okay. I'd almost like to see maybe a world where Barry doesn't have. Do you think that's something they'll do on this show, even for a brief amount of time?
I think this is probably the most amount of time we'll get with Barry without his powers.
Yeah.
I think the next episode will probably be all about him overcoming, getting out of the Speed Force or wherever he is and coming back, and he'll have his powers, and it'll be, you know, awesome and great and everything. But I think, you know, with the idea of family on the show also extends to the comics as well. There's always such a huge, I mean, everybody can run fast apparently in the comics, because you've got this whole family of people.
There's a lot of speedsters in the comics.
Family.
And they span generations too. So maybe they get powers and they run off and do their own thing. Maybe they cross over to Legends and they go hang out with them next season instead of hanging out.
And we're going to see in this season, the Black Canary is coming back as, I forget her name now, but Kitty Cassidy is coming back as, what's the character's name? It's Black Siren?
It's the Black Siren.
Yes, that's what it is.
Earth 2 version of Black Canary.
And we only have a few episodes left, so things are going to get resolved. And I'm sure there'll be a cliffhanger, but you know, I'm curious to see how they do resolve this. And the show is great about not quite giving you, you know, like they twist it in a way that you're still happy, but you didn't anticipate it. So I'm curious to see what they do. Next week's episode is actually directed by Kevin Smith, which is going to be awesome. Yeah. It's called The Runaway Dinosaur, which who knows what that means. Maybe they let him name that one.
Well, they released images today, and The Runaway Dinosaur is a book Barry's mother read to him when he was little.
See, Tim knows. That's why we bring you on. He knows. I didn't see that at all.
Yeah, that was, and apparently, I think he may have put that in her coffin when she was buried.
That's super depressing. But yeah,
that's pretty.
That went downhill real quick.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I ruined everything.
Let's take a look at the trailer then for next week.
How do we know this is safe?
Define safe. Your brain waves send the necessary data to pinpoint whatever corner of the universe Barry is stuck in.
Joe? Good to see you, Barry.
But I'm not Joe.
Get him out, damn it. You can get him out,
I don't know if I can.
Please let me go back right now. My whole world is in danger.
You're not going back.
Super creepy, and we were saying, who's that guy? Who's the the metal arms dude? No one knows him.
Girder.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, you know. Is that from back in the beginning of the series? Like,
it was pretty far back, right?
Yeah, he was there before.
Okay, I think it was like episode 2 of the whole show. I think. I'll have to go back and check the Flash Chat archives.
Yeah, he was the jock guy.
Yeah.
Beat up on.
I think he went to school with Barry.
And he couldn't punch him hard enough because he kept hurting his hand.
You know, these people who are acting on the show are probably get calls like, yes, we're going back on, all these actors. And then they're like, oh, it's the multiverse, no one ever dies. So
it's true.
You'll see a lot of people again. Tonight is the all-new episode of Arrow, so make sure to tune into that. But again, like I said, we got Kevin Smith coming up next week. He has done a really cool interview with my coworkers, and I'm going to actually do a special kind of Flash Chat and share that on our YouTube channel. So if you're not following, subscribe to WCCB Charlotte CW on YouTube. And he says some cool things. He actually accidentally said some spoilers, so I haven't watched it in full yet because I don't want to be spoiled. I want to guess. I like guessing. But he knows what happens the episode after his, so which I guess you need to know to direct it. So he knows what's up. And then the 24th is the very last episode, and we're actually going to have a party at Heroes Aren't Hard to Find comic book store on 7th Street. So come on out to that. It'll be Tuesday, May 24th, 6 to 9:30 p.m. Join us. We would like to watch it live with you. And you never know, Tom Cavanaugh Skyped in at the premiere.
Right.
So you just don't know what might happen. I'm not going to say anything. Also, it's not confirmed, but you just don't know. And so, yeah, next week is Kevin Smith. I will actually be on CW Fan Talk, CWTV.com. There is a special guest. That's all I can say. But you should tune in 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and watch that. Street Team is going to be at some fun events this weekend. We're going to be at the Rain AIDS Walk. We'll be out there before the event starts, handing out some swag. We got some lovely t-shirts. If you wanted to score a Flash shirt, that may be your time. Also, free comic book day at the Heroes Aren't Hard to Find comic book store. We will be swinging by there. A lot of artists are going to be there, and writers signing, doing all kinds of different fun things. So it's not just getting your comic books, it's like an event. So make sure to stop by heroesonline.com for all your details. And Monday night, the CW Street Team will be at the Charlotte Fair. So again, a lot of opportunities to win some sweet swag. I'll show you, like we got a cool Flash shirt. So, I mean, this will entice you. Go on out. Find us. I'll actually be at the events on Saturday, so you can come out and win things. So again, if we want to find Ninja Troll, Digicast, oh my gosh, Digicast. I did well today for like a Beyonce night. I know. So go to iTunes.com, and if we want to find Chad and Wess Make a podcast, go to, not Digicast, go to iTunes. You can download it, and make sure to check them out. Share your geek love. And thanks for being here today, guys.
Absolutely.
And
Thanks for having us.
Happy flashing. I'm going to continue to say that because I like it. See you later.